sorry for sorry for not having a video out in the last 100 years, but we've been kind of busy. This today's video is going to be all about the missus making some Gouda cheese. Santa Claus brought her all the equipment to make cheese, and so today we're going to give it a go. And we have never done this before, so
this could be comical. This
could be rather humorous, and we're also doing some new recordings, so that could be even more humorous. So anyway, without further ado, we will get into it and talk to you about what we're doing, why we're doing it. Stick around.
Everything is already sterilized. We've already done the prep work on that. So I'm going to pour the milk into my big pot. And yes, this is store-bought whole milk. This is not ideal. I want my farm fresh raw milk, but I don't have the means to get 6 gallons of raw milk yet. And I'm going to emphasize and stress yet.
There are plans in the works to expand the farm. We think. We hope.
I have wanted to make cheese for a pretty long time and never had. Always held back because I didn't have the raw milk. And the intimidation of making cheese. And then, like, why not? Everything else on the farm has been, not everything, but there's been a lot of things that have been intimidating. And we're like, all right, we're gonna just do it. We're gonna give it a go and see what happens. If it doesn't work out, then we know what doesn't work and we'll try something else.
What she's not telling you is that we've already made one little batch of mozzarella and one little batch of ricotta. She made the mozzarella and it was amazing. I made the ricotta and it was not so fancy. So, I mean, I ate it, but I don't know if anybody else would eat it.
And that was with fresh milk, or with store-bought whole milk and not raw milk. So, again, this is definitely doable with whole milk. But I am really wanting to do everything a more natural way with the raw milk.
And we've been watching some videos, and I'll tell you about them. One of them is Dry Hollow Homestead with Danielle. She is an excellent cheese maker.
Love watching Miss Danielle.
What's the other one? Jennifer Murch. And that's the name of her channel, and she is very good at cheese making. Now Danielle, she has her own milk cows, and she does everything literally from scratch. Is that all of them?
That's all.
That's 6?
That's 6 gallons. See?
Okay, yeah,
right here,
right
we've
at
got
the
6
number.
gallons. So what we're going to do now is we're going to, over medium heat, we're going to bring up the temperature of this milk, stirring occasionally to 85 degrees. And once that does reach the temperature of 85 degrees, then we will put in our mesophilic culture. And when we get to that step, it will need to actually just sit on top of the milk so it can rehydrate and then incorporate with the milk itself. So right now we're just going to, it will take a while for this to reach 85 degrees. Let me see where we're at right now. Yeah, it's gonna take a minute.
It's 48.
We're at 48 degrees, so let's just let this simmer here for a couple of minutes until we reach our 85.
I'll tell you a little bit about the milk product, or the way this stuff works. She mentioned that we're putting a mesophilic culture in here. Mesophilic culture is for low temperature milk. There are 2 types of culture that you can add, mesophilic and thermophilic. Thermophilic is Like when you're gonna make a cheese where it tells you to heat the milk to 105 or 108 or something like that. What thermophilic culture still survives in that hot temperature, whereas mesophilic culture would be killed by that hot temperature. Thermophilic and mesophilic, I'm not necessarily sure that the store-bought brands that a thermophilic culture would work in a mesophilic cheese. A mesophilic culture will definitely not work in a thermophilic cheese. All right, we're at 84.2, if you can see that, and we're gonna shut her down at 85. We're jousting in here. I'm holding the thermometer and she's stirring and insists on getting in my way. That's okay. She's making sure it's thoroughly mixed.
I am doing my job.
84 and a half. 85.1. So yeah,
there
go ahead.
It goes.
All right, we're at 85. So now we're going to add the culture.
The culture.
And we're using packets that we bought, and it calls for 1 packet for 2 gallons, so we're putting 3 packets in there.
And you will just sprinkle this on the top surface of the milk. And let it dilute here and set and rehydrate.
Is that before we start?
Yes.
Okay.
For 5 minutes.
Let it sit for 5 minutes?
Let it sit for 5 minutes and rehydrate.
Let's get the lid and put it on there so we hold the heat in. Alrighty. I'm going to set a timer for 5 minutes and we'll be back in 5 minutes. Still stirring. What's our temperature?
You're at 66.
66. Isn't she cutie? Love you.
Loving you back.
Okay, so we're mixing calcium chloride and diluting it in a 1/4 cup of water. One of the cool things you can do is you can buy some of this, which is Pickle Crisp, which is 100% calcium chloride. And I can give you the measurements. I think it's 3 grams for 2 teaspoons of water. And you dilute 3 grams in 2 teaspoons of water. And then you have your own calcium chloride. You don't have to go buy it. So anyway, she's put the required amount, which is about 5/8 of
6 gallon.
Of a teaspoon of culture of calcium chloride for 6 gallons of milk, and she's going to do the rennet over in that one. And you want to do that? Do we know how much we want there?
We want 5/8. We wanted it, I'm sorry, a teaspoon.
Yeah, 1 teaspoon of rennet. And the rennet is what makes the cheese curd. Makes it curdle. Might pour it over the sink, so.
There's my teaspoon.
And you mix that up in there. And that'll go in as soon as we're ready to add the calcium chloride. Calcium chloride needs to be added if you're using whole milk that's been pasteurized. But again, in God and all his wisdom, you don't have to do it with raw milk. So really the only thing we would be adding with the raw milk in order to make this cheese is the rennet. That's pretty easy. So anyway, we'll be back when we stir this stuff in. It looks like it's about now. So we're not even going to go nowhere. So she's put the culture in here. She's now going to just stir it in a little bit. No, stir the culture up first in here.
I'm going to.
Not that.
I'm getting it ready.
Oh, sorry. Jeez, I'm bossy.
You are. He is so bossy.
So ornery.
So we're going to do up and down motions because we don't want to break the top. We want to make sure the up and down motions are going to ensure that the culture is incorporated in the milk top to bottom. That looks good. All right, that looks good. All right, so now we're going to add the calcium chloride.
Remember, that's been diluted in a little while. Don't use chlorinated water with this either. We have our water, we get it out of a Berkey filter, and so ours has no chlorine in it.
And again, top to bottom, stirring gently.
And then there's no wait till we add the rennet.
No.
Now the rennet's cool. The rennet is what turns this into one big giant curd. And we'll probably have to let it set for a little while in order for that to happen. But it actually starts coagulating. Like they tell you, don't even stir for more than a minute because you'll start busting up the curds. It happens so fast. Let me hold it.
Okay. And
Le rennet.
And the rennet, I wanted to see how long.
A minute. Stirring? No more than a minute.
Okay, here we go. This is where the magic happens.
This will be a good indicator as to whether we win or lose. But dang it, we're giving it a go.
We are. As much cheese as we eat around this place, I would much rather it be something that we've made, that we know what is not in it.
If you saw my previous video, it looks like we're going to be in the market for a Jersey cow here pretty soon. So hopefully we'll have our own milk one of these days and we can just do this by ourselves.
Okay.
With our own stuff. How long do we have to let this set?
Right. Let me...
Okay, we're back. We got about a half a minute and we're going to open this baby up and see where we're at. And I'll let Jackie explain what we're up to here.
Well, we're just waiting to check and see if the rennet has done its job and see if it has set.
That's what it looks like right now. Mm-hmm. Don't let it tease you though. Watch this. Ooh, it doesn't look like it's set yet. We'll have to see.
It's just, I don't think it has.
No,
it doesn't look like it.
Yeah, you got it.
No, not even
it's
close.
not even close.
Not even close. So I'm going to put the lid back on, and I'm going to set a timer for another 15 minutes.
Okay, in typical giving it a go fashion, we had a bit of a presumed setback. But it has been roughly a little over an hour that we waited for this thing to curd. Yeah, we were both in a little bit of a panic.
We were.
But we'll show you what a clean break is. Do it in a fresh spot. You take your little dealie there and
just
cut
a little slice, put it under, and when you lift it up,
that
is what is called a clean break.
A clean break. So that tells us that the curd is ready to be cut up.
So we will cut these into 1/2-inch squares. Microwave is going to be in my way.
You can move it out.
It's okay. No, it's okay.
You try to ballpark your 1/2 inch. These are going to end up being about the size of beans. The curds will when they're done. So it's not imperative that we get them super small right now. So we go across it
and then we're
latitudinally, and now we'll go longitudinally. Longitudinally
too.
And if you start seeing some liquid come up in there, that's the whey. So if little Miss Tuffet was here, she could have it going on.
Now I'm going to do it at an angle to try to
cut them up even smaller, yeah. And we will tell you there is a ton of stirring that's going to be involved in this. So don't worry, those curds will get broken into the right sizes before it's all said and done.
Okay, now we let the curds sit for 5 minutes to firm up the edges that we just cut. We'll put the lid back on.
The curds will start, since we cut them, they'll start releasing
the whey.
Yeah, releasing the whey. And this recipe for Gouda, Gouda is a soft cheese and it's a low acidic cheese. So what we'll end up doing is washing the curds a couple of times. And by doing that, what you do is you take the whey out and you put warm or hot water in. And then, you stir them up, stir them up, stir them up. Take more whey out, put more hot water in, stir them up, stir them up, stir them up. And then we'll finally be ready to put it in the, where'd you go? Put it in the, there she is. Put it in the press, which is pretty cool. This is a press right here. And we'll set the weight accordingly. Those are the molds. And we'll press it. And we don't know how long we have to press it for. Maybe a couple hours, maybe overnight. I'm not real sure, but we'll figure that out. So we're going to let it rest for 5 minutes, and we'll be back to show you the next step. I do have something I want to tell you. I'm going to do another video tomorrow. We're filming this on a Saturday, and I'm going to do another video tomorrow that will go out before this video goes out. I'm not sure how I want to tell you this, but we had a little surprise on the farm today that I can't wait to show you in the video that will be released before this video. So you can already know about it by the time you see this video. I don't know what I'm saying. Anyway, little surprise on the farm today.
I think that needs to go away.
What? It's fun. It's fun.
That needs to just go away. Go away. Away.
Giving me crap, no, she is.
No, that was just...
Okay, we're back. And it's been 5 minutes now. You see the yellow stuff down in there? That's whey. And
so now we're going to gently stir. Gently, gently, gently. Oh, yeah. See, some of those curds are really big, and I'm going to have to go in there. I don't
even worry. I would say, because we're going to be stirring so much, and these things are going to end up being bean size.
So we're going to gently stir.
That is cheese. How cool is that?
How about that? It smells very sweet.
Does it?
Yeah, it smells really good. How about that?
And see what you're doing when you're, yeah, that's a good idea, is you're like busting that whey up, and it starts, busting the curds up, and it starts forcing the whey out of the curds. Our next step after this, we're going to go back in and...
now we're going to let this sit for another 5 minutes.
There you go.
Keeping the lid back on it. And in another 5 minutes, the whey should be separated even more from the curds. And that's when we can start doing the rinsing and washing process to get the acidity.
It's a tricky one.
Lowered. And So we'll be back in about 5 minutes. Okay, so now it's been 5 minutes since the curd has been cut and is in resting. So the curd is now on the bottom. So what we're going to do is we're going to take 10% of the whey off, and we're going to replace it with 140 degree temperature water and rinse the curd. We're going to do this twice. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to get a bucket because I do not want to get rid of my whey. I want to keep that whey. I'm going to put a little bit in the fridge, and then I'm going to use the rest of it and give it to my pigs and my chickens, because this stuff is really nutritious and I don't want it to waste. So as I'm going in, I'm going to
be real careful not to get the curds and stuff. Do you want to run it through? Nah, just go.
I'm going to just, I need to get about another.
What was that? How many cups was that?
That was 8. I'm going to get another couple cups off. I don't want to get the curd in there though. I'm going to try to be so careful. See the curd down in there?
Mm-hmm.
Can you see it?
Oh, I don't know. Oh, yeah. See that? That's the cheese.
I don't want to get any curd in there. Okay.
That's probably good.
Yeah. Okay.
Now we're going to replace it with about that much water.
The same amount of water.
And we're going to try to bring this temperature up to what?
This temperature is going to come back up
to 92 or something.
We're going to bring this up to 92 degrees. When we do it again the second time, we're going to need to bring it up to 110. I'm checking my water.
It's okay.
142 is where we need to be. So let me eat.
Look at you. Perfect.
I'm going to need to put some more water in this pan.
Yeah, you got a lot there.
Okay. Now, I'm going to stir. And I'm going to stir for 10 minutes, gently rinsing. I want to make sure that this is about 110 degrees.
No, 92, right?
I'm sorry. The first one is 92. And that's where we're at.
We're at 92?
We're at 92.
Perfect. Good job. See, this cheese making's easy.
Pretty nerve-wracking for a first-timer.
Yeah.
Holy moly.
We thought that it was not going to set up. That's for sure.
I was pretty concerned there for those first couple 15-minute time spans.
And it's even looking right. It says that the curds will be about the size of beans. So we're getting there. I think it's going to work. We're giving it a go.
It looks good. It looks like what I have seen in prior videos that we've watched. So
we're not quite to Danielle or Jennifer's level yet,
no,
but
no,
you got to start somewhere. All right, well, we'll bring you back because I think after you stir them, we got to let it sit again for...
Right, I'm going to be stirring for 10 minutes.
And then we'll let it sit for... because they got to sink again. Is that right?
And making sure they're going to have to settle back down
Yeah.
after my 10 minutes. So, and then we'll just do it again. The temperatures will be different, but we will be rinsing and stirring, and then they will settle again.
And then the moment of truth, when
And
we
then
put it in the
and then
press.
yes.
All right, we'll bring you back when we get there.
All right, we've been sitting here for 10 minutes, letting the curd sit down and settle to the bottom of the pan. And what we're going to do this time is we're going to take the whey off to the top of the curd and replace it with the clean water and then stir for 20 minutes. So, yes,
we may have to tag team that one.
So let me get this off. Oh, that settled down nice.
Did it?
Yeah.
Okay,
real
good.
nice.
Just to where you can just see the top of the curd.
Mm-hmm.
Good?
Mm-hmm.
It did settle down a lot better.
It settled really nice.
Oh, there's the curds. Not much saying here.
No.
At this point,
we gotta
are
we gotta work on that. Okay, I've got down to the curds.
See the curds?
So now what I'm gonna do is this pot, wonderful pot.
Careful. I don't know. Do we put that much back in?
We do. We actually replace it back with
Okay.
the same amount that we took
And
off.
we're trying to get to 102, so I wouldn't put it all in to start with, just to see where we're at. I'd stop there. Let's just check our temperature. Stir it up a little bit. Like you're going to need to stir it more.
Well,
That's starting to look right.
yeah.
Okay.
Let me just check the temperature on that.
I got this. $91.
Yeah.
All right, let's
All
go.
right.
Let's go with the rest. See where we're at. We need it at 102. Ooh, I don't think that's gonna.
I don't think it's gonna do it. But we do need it. It actually needs to be at 110.
We're gonna need some more. Ooh, careful with that. I don't know if I'd heat that up. I think I'd heat more water. Because we don't want the curds to burn. Mm-mm. Where are we at? 96?
96.
Okay.
So I'm going to actually warm up some water.
Okay, crisis averted. It was 110 degree water that we should be pouring in to reach a temperature of 92. and we're a little high right now, a little high. We're turning that
water
off.
temperature should be 98.
Whoopsie. Okay, well, we're close. We were at 99.
Yeah.
So we're all right. I turned the burner off, by the way. Had a little panic mode there. Had a little panic, but we're all right.
First time cheesers.
Yep. It ain't easy being cheesy.
All mine, ladies. All mine.
Okay, so what we're going to do here is tag team stir this for 20 minutes. Go ahead and set your timer, and I'll continue this. And then we're going to let it rest for a little while. And then we're gonna strain it, and it's going into the mold and into the press. So look at that. It turned out right. I think it looks like cottage cheese right now, but remember, this is a soft cheese, so it's a Gouda. It's a Gouda cheese. Alrighty, we'll be back when we're done stirring and start pulling the whey off. Okay, we're back. It's been 20 minutes of stirring and 10 minutes of sitting, and her arms are wore out, but
But now we'll see what we got.
but it's looking right.
So what we need to do now is we need to dip as much of the whey as we can off the top to get down to the curd. Albert Schweinstein is gonna love that.
Yep, the pigs will get the whey. We've already took a quart of it and put it in the fridge, because you can use the whey as a starter for your next cheese.
I think what I have over the 5 gallon, I'm going to just
Discard.
yeah.
Whew.
Yep. So now I'll get rid of this. It smells so good. It smells so creamy and sweet.
It's hard to believe for curdled cheese or curdled milk, huh?
It does. It smells really, really nice.
You see the curd down there?
Hang on.
Oh, we're screwing it up.
No, we're not. Can you see it?
No.
Okay, well, it's there.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay. Somebody who has made Gouda cheese before, tell us if this looks right. We think it is.
I think so. It would be.
It'd be wonderful if Danielle over at Dry Hollow
Yes.
Homestead
Would chime
come
in.
and say, "You guys don't know what the crap you're doing."
I think I wanna strain it through a strainer now, for sure.
Zoinks. Okay, hold on, and we'll be right back with you. All right, so now we're gonna pour the whey and the curd through the strainer. You don't want to catch the whey, do you? Oh, you just pour it. You just lose the bucket.
I can leave the bucket.
But hold that thing there. Now, this could be comedy gold, so.
There you go.
No, there was too much curds there.
Let me take a look. I still need to drink some more.
I can't, honey, without it falling out. I can try.
Okay.
I mean, we need do you have another strainer that we can just put right here to catch the... Oh, okay, we can do this. I'm sorry, I was not thinking.
There you go. Now I'll go with that. Good job.
Yeah, see, I'm
Yeah.
handy for something. See, there's the curds. And we caught some in the strainer that I was freaking out for no reason about. Right there. So now we're going to put the rest of these in there.
Because I'm going to mix my pepper in.
Oh, that's
in the
right.
pot.
She's going to do, yeah. See, I don't know what I'm doing. She wants to make it peppered. So we got a 1/4 cup of fresh ground pepper. that she's going to mix in.
So I'm going to break these up. Nice, nice, nice. Very, very therapeutic. I did not think we would get to this stage when we were trying our first 15-minute timing after the rennet.
Yeah, it was looking a little shaky. Good.
That looks really good. Yeah, I'm going to get the pepper and I'm going to sprinkle that in here and then I'm going to mix it up. That looks really good. It smells so good.
Mm-hmm.
So good. Okay, let me get my pepper. I've got about a 1/4 cup of fresh ground pepper.
I would be the pepper grinder.
Good job, hon.
I do it again.
Oh, that smells lovely. I hate that you can't smell this. And just the few seconds that it was sitting there without me doing anything to it, look at what it was already doing.
Yeah, that's called knitting.
Knitting. Look at that. Watch when I do that. Look.
And it squeeze out of it.
It just is knitting together.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that looks like about right on the pepper.
I think so too.
I'm happy with that.
We're gonna smoke this when it's done too, so we have the smoked Gouda pepper cheese.
Oh, that smells so good. I'm gonna have to taste it. I'm gonna have to. I cannot not do this. Hold on. Oh, it tastes just like it smells. It's very, very creamy. It's mild. The pepper is on point.
All right.
And I cannot wait till this gets on a smoker because I know this is going to be exactly what I wanted.
All right. Ta-da!
So now we are going to put this in our mold.
In our cheesecloth, which is the funnest part we haven't done that we've been waiting for since Christmas.
And there is nothing worse than a big tease of this new stuff, something I've been wanting to do forever, staring me in the face.
And we can't use it.
And I can't play with it. So.
You want me to pour it in there?
Okay.
Here. Just keep it comfortable.
Okay. Hang on.
Okay. You want to fetch it out of there? Or we got here, I will hold this, and you do this, and I'm holding a tripod up right now so we can get the adventures in videoing.
Oh, well, newbies, that's for sure.
Is that all of it?
No. Oh, no.
Is it going to be more than full?
It's going to be...
We should have done this we should do this in the press. What do we think? Or in the mold.
Yes, we should do that.
What were we thinking?
We weren't.
We're rookies.
We weren't. We weren't thinking at all.
Is that it?
Mm-hmm.
We're a little bit of cattywampus too.
Yeah, it's okay. It's okay.
Here, I'll bring Adventures in Filming. There's your mold right next to you.
Thanks, dear. So this should be perfect.
This is called dressing the cheese. And you just put
already getting...
Put a flap over the top so that the press won't monkey with it.
And we want it neat. We don't want a bunch of folds in it because I want a pretty wheel of cheese. I don't want a bunch of creases and a bunch of weird patterns on it. Okay, so now...
I'm going to back up so we can get the press set up. This is the I don't know if you can see that. Yeah, this is the press. So you take these jobbies off of here. Okay. Set her in there. And it says we're gonna lightly press this for
30 minutes.
30 minutes.
Okay.
Put the follower in.
Where is it?
It's right over there. I'll see if I can grab it.
Okay.
You got the follower right here. It goes on top. And then, since it's kind of small, you got this little jobby here that goes on there. And then put your press back on. And you can set the weight that you want to set it on right here. I don't know if I've got it where you can see that. Yeah, it's got the weights on there, so we'll probably set it at like 20 pounds right now. Mm-hmm. So you can just, all you should have to do is just push that thing down till it levels it. There's 20, you're behind, you're past
Okay.
20.
Okay.
There you go. There you go. Whoops. Crisis, crisis. Throwing
Okay,
way
well,
all over the floor.
Way everywhere. Trial and error.
And
here.
where? Move
Yep.
it over a little more towards the sink.
Okay. And there we go.
There we go.
There we go.
So we'll let that press for 30 minutes and then we'll take it out of the press, undress it, flip it over, put it back in the press, and then it goes in the press for 12 hours. And actually, I think we've got a little, we might be a little sporty on our weight in there right now because your whey should come out clear. And it's pretty clear.
Yeah.
I can get you a little closer so you can see it. You see it's got this little tray there, and this little tray runs the whey right in the sink. So we'll let this sit here for 30 minutes, and then we'll show you when we undress it, flip it, and redress it. We're giving it a go. I told you this was going to be a weird one. We'll be back. Okay, it's been 30 minutes, so we're going to pull it out of the mold and redress it. It's a sweet words there.
We
Pop it
redress
up
it.
off the top first there, up here. There we go.
You want to pull it for me?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see what we got.
Okay, what we're going to do is pull it out of there and flip it over and rewrap it and put it back in, and then it's in for the duration.
For overnight.
This is where we see if it's knitted.
It looks knitted to me.
When I watch these on YouTube and watch
look,
them, I go, look at that!
Look at this. Isn't that beautiful?
But you want me to
Look at that.
stretch it out a little?
Yeah, look at that. Isn't that beautiful?
Here, go toward the camera.
Look at that. You can see the pepper. Oh, it looks super, super nice.
Excited!
All right, let me get back over here.
Okay.
Okay.
Wow, that come out cool.
Very, very nice. Very happy with the way that looks.
Okay, we're going to put it back in. We're going to put it on medium press. We're going to remember to put it over by the sink first this time.
Oh.
And let her rip. This is the one that you kind of want to keep the wrinkles out of because this is the one that'll eventually set the cheese when it's all said and done. I think that's pretty good.
I think it's gonna be
Let me help you
good.
here.
Yeah, you would.
Get the tray under it. No, yeah, there you go. Don't worry about this one. I'll get it.
All right. There you go.
We may need, we're going to need a little more than that. Can you grab me one of them other molds?
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to put another mold on top of here, and then this little deal here, so it's pushing down, because we don't really have a whole ton of room. And now we're going to set the pressure on here to, it goes from 0 to 80. So we're going to set it at 40 and let her run overnight. And then once this is done, oops, I probably should get these babies on here first. Once this is done, we'll bring you back and show you what we do. We're going to saltwater brine it in the morning. Whoa. I think that's how it's supposed to be. So there we go. So we'll let that press overnight. We'll let the remaining whey come out of it. And we'll be back in the morning and we'll show you how we saltwater brine it. And
there you go.
Then it'll be set out on the counter to dry. So, Jackie, head chef, give us your take on today's events.
Well, there were several moments of clustery, for lack of a better term. I think that next time we will have our ducks in a row, in a better row.
In a better row.
In a better row. I think we were both a little out of sorts.
Yeah, we forgot some things. Maybe didn't really think a lot while we were doing it.
Okay, Ron was in my way.
Oh, there you go.
Ron was in my way.
Yeah, she was very reluctant to be filmed today. So, but anyway, I can come over here.
He was in Ron was in my lane. So
well, we try to show you this stuff because we're not perfect, but we're going to learn and we're going to make good stuff. I know it, and we're going to give it a go. We give it a go every time we do this kind of stuff. We never tried it before. Here we are. So,
and we do have a good time.
Pretty good time.
Yeah. As long as he's a good boy. As long as he's a good boy.
I stay in my lane. But anyway, we'll get back with you in the morning and we'll show you the brine and we'll tell you what we do to set it up. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, be sure to post them down in the comments and we're learning. So anyway, we will talk to you in the morning.
In the morning.
Well, we're back to the next morning and we're going to take the cheese out of the mold and put it in a brine that we set up last night. That's right here. That is 5-to-1 water to salt. And we'll brine it for how much?
12 hours.
12 hours.
But halfway through, we'll flip it.
Yeah. And this is kind of cool too because you'll see that the cheese will float in there if we did this right. And we're going to put we're going to put salt on the part that's floating out of the cheese, out of the water, out of the brine. You'll see that. And then when we flip it, we'll resalt the other side too. Doesn't hurt anything. All we're doing here is setting the rind that'll be on the cheese. So we're going to take it out of the mold. This is the big reveal.
Okay. Okay.
Pull a little lace off.
Get these off all the way.
No, they don't twist. Just pull them.
They won't. There it goes.
There you go. So it ought to be so beautiful this morning. Didn't get much weight out of it last night.
Hardly any at all.
We were pressing it at 40 pounds.
40 pounds.
Is it beautiful?
It's beautiful.
Oh my, I can see it through there.
It is beautiful.
Look at that.
Look at that cheese right there. It is gorgeous.
Oh, so nice.
It is so nice. Little
Be,
spongy.
It should be. It should be. Does it smell good?
It smells very creamy.
Yeah, it does.
Very creamy.
A little bit kind of tart, I guess, but
oh, it's beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. Okay, so
she's very excited. We're very excited. This is our first cheese.
The salt brine is a mixture of 5 to 1, 5 parts water to 1 part kosher salt. And of course, that's where we get our buoyancy. Salt, we want to not only salt the cheese, but we want it to help in the aging process and creating a rind.
You might want to use your good salt on there, but it's up to you.
I'm going to use my kosher salt.
Okay.
And I'm understanding not to be sparing on the salt.
There you go.
Okay, so now
So we'll let that sit.
we'll cover it and we will let it sit for 6 hours, and then we will come back and flip it, resalt the top, and let it sit for another 6 hours.
There you go. So we'll see you in 6 hours. Okay, so it's been about a week since since Jackie made her cheese. I weighed it last night. It was 5 pounds, 14 ounces. We've let it sit out on the counter to air dry for about a week. It's pretty dry, but today I'm gonna throw it in the smoker and smoke it, so we'll have smoked Gouda, Peppered Gouda cheese. And once that's complete, we're gonna go ahead and put it in a vacuum seal package, and we'll put it in the fridge and let it age for 3 to 6 weeks. And then when that's done, we'll have another video where we'll cut her open and see what it's like. So stick around. Okay, it's kind of a yucky day out today, but here's her cheese. We're gonna put it in the smoker. The smoker's reading pretty low right now. I'm gonna try to keep it pretty low. This is a reverse flow smoker. Fire pit's over here. Smoke goes under the tray, pops up, comes out that hole right here, comes over here, and the smokestack is back over here. So we're gonna leave this in here. Right now I was barely reading 150 on this one, which is close to the fire. And this one over here was registering very low too. I'm gonna put a Weber iGrill probe in here so I can monitor the temperature inside the smoker as we're doing this, because the last thing I want to do is melt her cheese. Holy crap, would I be in trouble. Anyway, I'll be right back. Okay, this is a Weber iGrill, and it comes with 4 probes. One of the probes right here, I can take and just clip it right into the grill, right onto the grill right there. And then I'm trying to do this with one hand, plug it in to one of the ports, turn it on, and it tells me that probe 1 is at 70 degrees right now. So I'll close this up. We'll let the heat go up on that. I can monitor it on my phone, which I'll show you once I get in the house because I don't have it with me right now. I can also set it to tell me if it gets over like 100 degrees, because I don't want it that hot. I want it slow. I want it just smoky. I want it almost cold.